My name is Carlos Garcia. I was a part of 2-1 Echo Company, 4th Platoon, and I took part of the Kabul evacuation effort in Afghanistan in 2021.
Oh, perfect. I bet. So we never really talked about your childhood. I was cutting your hair and stuff. So
Right.
you're from LA.
Yeah.
So did you grow up like in the hood?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Like I was from, for the most part, surrounded around like Long Beach and like East LA.
Yeah.
So like when I was younger, like I used to skateboard a lot too.
Okay.
So we used to just like ride down through like Watts, Compton, East LA,
Okay.
Ball Heights,
Yeah.
like all around there.
Get into trouble and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Did you join like any like neighborhood gangs or anything?
No, I never did gangs.
Just stay out of trouble and stuff.
Yeah, I tried to.
Yeah. Did you grow up playing sports?
Yeah, so I played soccer for like 4 years, and then my mom made me do swimming when I was like really small.
Yeah.
So I swam for like 6 of those years.
Oh. So were you a sick ass swimmer in the Marine Corps?
I thought I was.
Yeah.
I never did like advanced swim car or nothing like that, but
Yeah.
like I could swim. I could swim.
My last time I did swim call, I was a fucking iron duck.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Like when we did the Hilo Dunker, dude, that shit was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. Like we had like our own group. There's like 7 of us.
Yeah.
And, like we all passed first try. They're like, "Dang, you guys are like the best group." I was like, "We know this.
Yeah.
We does this."
Fuck that. I never done that, but like, just I'll probably freak the fuck out doing that shit.
It was fun, bro.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah.
Right on. So, what high school did you go to?
Southgate High School.
Southgate High School,
Yeah.
and that's in Long Beach.
Nah, that's in like the city of Southgate.
Oh, Southgate.
Yeah, it's in LA though. It's like a
That
little city in LA.
Right on. And you played varsity soccer over
No,
there?
I didn't even play sports in high school.
No.
No.
Were you always big as fuck or no?
No.
All right.
No, dude. In high school, I was like small. I was
Yeah?
like 15. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It wasn't until like the military.
Yeah.
It was like I kind of got into it a little bit, but it was
Yeah.
kind of hard because like we ran a lot.
Yeah.
And then like towards like the end of the career is like when I started getting more into it.
Yeah.
And then when I got out, that's when I got.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, so this is all recent and shit. Yeah. Right on. So, when did you decide? What made you join the Marine Corps?
So originally, I wasn't really going to be honest. I always thought about it. Like I was like one of those people that was like, man, like this will be probably pretty cool if I did do it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like I was in like finishing my first year of college, I saw that my mom got into like some like immigration legal trouble.
Okay.
Because like she wasn't a citizen.
Yeah.
And she got in trouble, and her only options was when she went to go see a lawyer was like either you leave the country and you try to come back, but you're going to be punished for like 10 years, and you got to stay there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Or you have someone that can sponsor you, and preferably a child, go into the military.
No way.
And then you'll get it right away.
Wow.
They're like, you can get citizenship like that, and you won't get deported.
Wow.
So my brother was already finishing college, so like we were beyond asking him. Like he invested so much money and time into it.
Yeah.
And I was barely starting.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Hey,"
look straight at you.
Yeah, she looked at me and she was like, "Hey, like this is what's going on." She's like, "I know you always talked about it." She's like, "If you do this, you'll be helping me a lot."
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, "All right, like
Wow.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it." And then like I was finishing school, and then that's when like a recruiter found me on campus. He's like, "You ever thought about it?" And I was like, "Well, fuck."
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, yeah."
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm kind of in a situation right now." And he was like, "Yeah, man, like, like I can help you out, this and that." And then that's what got me started. That's what got me signed up.
Yeah, that's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
That's wow. Your mom was like, "If you love me, you join."
Basically, she was like, "Well, if you really want your mom to stay here and have somewhere to live, you'll do it." So that's what I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you sacrificed, dude. That was a mean sacrifice.
I gave up school for it.
Yeah.
Like, I gave up school
and everything
for it.
You went through.
And like
wow.
a year and a half into it, like dealing with a bunch of lawyers, like going back and forth from leave, like meeting with the lawyers, signing paperwork and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like a year and a half afterwards, like I went home for I think Thanksgiving or something like that. Yeah. And like she gave me an envelope and she got a card that said like that she got her residency and like she was safe, like she could leave the country, come back. And,
okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude. Fuck yeah. And did you join right out of high school or you did?
No, so I did 2 years in college.
Okay.
And like was giving college a shot. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was a good student. Honestly, I had like a 4.0 GPA.
Yeah.
Like I was like hella smart. In high school, I wasn't. I was dumb in high school. I didn't care.
Yeah.
But in college is like where I guess I got my stuff together.
Yeah.
And like sure enough, I was a 4.0 student. Like I was on the dean's list. I used to be able to get my classes early.
What college did you go to?
I went to Long Beach City College for a little bit.
Okay.
And then like that's where like the whole thing happened.
Yeah. And so you joined like 2018?
17.
17?
17.
Okay.
July of 17 is when I officially left.
Right on. And you must have been like 20?
Yeah, I was 20. I was
20 years old?
Yeah, 20.
Yeah. Right on. And then you went to San Diego for boot camp.
Yeah.
Do you have like a funny boot camp story? Or like a memorable one?
I have a memorable one. So we're all getting like fucked up.
Yeah.
It was like phase 2. We went to Pendleton.
Yeah.
We're all getting fucked up the first day. And I remember I was like doing push-ups and like they told us to get up to do jumping jacks. And I got up hella quick and I did a jumping jack. And all I felt was like someone's face behind me.
Yeah.
And I looked back and it's like my drill instructor.
Yeah.
And like I knocked him on the floor, took off his campaign cover.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I took off his campaign cover and he's like, motherfucker. He's like, fucking Garcia, get the fuck over here. I was like, okay, and I pick up his fucking cover. He's like, don't fucking touch it. I was like, oh, my bad. And then like he like grabs me by the neck. He's like, I'm gonna fuck you up later. He's like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. And I was like, yep. I was like, gonna go, sir? Yep, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And like, sure enough, like we kept getting fucked up. And then later that night, I got fucked up.
Yeah.
They fucked me up. Yeah,
You
they
slayed
took
the
me
fuck
outside.
Yeah.
I was like low calling the dirt, but he's like, you're not gonna use your hands. You use your fucking just like shovel there.
Your face.
The dirt, yeah, my face was all fucked up. Ate so much sand that night.
Yeah. God damn. So went to boot camp summer of 2017.
Yeah.
Graduated and then went to SOI.
Yeah.
And then so your contract, you saying, was 5 years because you were security forces?
Yeah, I did security forces.
So tell me about that. Tell me about security forces.
So you'll go like you'll do SOI, right? You'll do ITB.
Yeah.
And then after ITB, you go to the schoolhouse for security forces. And then from there is where you get like split up because there's like different routes you can go. You can go like presidential, be at the fucking White House. You go fast.
You
go fast, or you can do this other one that's called PRP. And like that's basically just like security at like a nuke base. So that's where I got stationed. So I was in Washington State for my first half of my enlistment.
Okay.
Just stuck there.
Oh, Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually have a client. He's a barber too. He was an 03. I think he was in Washington with security forces.
Oh, yeah?
Does the name Josiah ring a bell?
No.
No?
I'm so bad with names, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I see a face, I'll be like, I know you.
Yeah.
But if I hear a name, I'll be like, you gotta show me the face.
Yeah. Actually, I just posted a video with him like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Redhead dude. But yeah. So did you deploy with them?
No, so that's a non-deployable unit.
Oh,
You're
okay.
there the whole damn time.
Okay.
Just guarding yourself, basically.
Yeah. So what are you guarding over there? What's over there?
It's like so like those bases, they have like just like kind of like nuclear bases. So you're just guarding like the perimeter of the base.
Yeah. So they got like nukes and shit over there?
Not that I've never seen them.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I mean, they
always have people protesting right outside the gate.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's
And they got grunts.
Yeah.
Guard. Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, they do. Okay. All right. So you were there for 3 years?
Roughly 3 years.
3 years?
2.5.
Okay. And then
I got orders to 2-1.
Did you select 2-1 or
no? It's just that's what I got.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know what unit. I never heard of 2-1 before that.
Yeah.
And then I saw like there was like an Instagram contest of like worst units in the Marine Corps, and I saw that 2-1 got the runner up, and I was like, dude, I was like, hell yeah, that's what I wanted. I was like, I'm about to have a great time over there. And one of my buddies was already over there.
Yeah.
One of the corpsmen who was in that unit with me, was already in 2-1.
Yeah.
And like, you've cut his hair too. His name is Jesus Sanchez.
Oh yeah. I cut him up. I only cut him up one time.
Yeah. But he was there, and then like he's the one who told me about the unit.
Okay. Yeah. So you checked in with Echo Company. So what year was that when you checked in?
Oh damn.
2020.
Around 2020,
19?
2020.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like the end of towards the end of 2020, I got to one, like around September timeframe. I got there.
Okay.
Right before they went to ITX, I got there.
Okay, so you did the whole workout with them and everything?
No, I got there at the end, the very end.
Oh.
So I made it for like ITX. We did a couple like field exercises afterwards, and then after that, like we went on deployment.
Okay, and you already knew that coming into 2-1 that you were gonna get deployed?
No, so when I got there, we were told we were going to go deploy. And then we got told we might have gone to the special purpose MAGTF, like in the Middle East.
Yeah.
But then the unit who was already there, we were told that they were going to be the last ones, so we might not even go. Okay. So after ITX, we got told right away, we're like, hey, deployment's canceled. You guys aren't going. If we go on deployment, it's next year. You're going on the MU. It's going to Japan.
Yeah.
But then like probably like a week or two after, like a couple of weeks after that, we got told that that deployment got turned on, and we're going now.
Okay.
So that's we ended up going.
Were you pretty pumped?
I was.
Yeah.
I was pretty pumped.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, and that's like it's like a sick deployment, you know, to the Middle East and all that shit.
Yeah, because that's what everyone hears. That's what everyone's always heard of, right? Like we didn't. I never expected to go see anything. Not in like by any chance. Like because I was like, oh, I grew up in the wrong era.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna see anything.
Yeah. For sure. So so you're telling me that each company kind of got sent to different places around the region? Yeah,
so like I feel like we all, if I remember right, we kind of all met up in Kuwait, and from Kuwait we kind of all got dispersed.
Okay.
So like if I remember right, like Golf went to Jordan, Fox went at Baghdad, we Echo went to Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And then I think Weapons went to Syria.
All right.
They went to Syria.
Yeah. And then so you say you went to Saudi Arabia? How was that? Was it just like in the desert?
Yeah, basically. So like Kuwait was like a little base. It was like a little Air Force base. It was like hella nice. Like they hated it. The Air Force hated that base. They're like, oh, it's like one of the shitty ones. To us, it was like great.
Yeah. Like
the gym was dope. Like the food was amazing. Like it was like to us, it was way better.
Yeah.
And then when we got to Saudi, it was like tense. Like it's hot as hell every day. It's like 1:30 if your AC blew out. Our AC blew out like the first or second night.
Yeah.
So we're like drenched in like a puddle of sweat. And then like the gym was like overcrowded because like the Army's there, the Air Force is there, we're all there.
Yeah.
It was shitty. They didn't build like our second gym until like towards the end.
Yeah.
So
you guys ever like had beef with like the Army there, or like had like competitions, or like?
No, honestly, no. We kind of like, it was funny. We were kind of like segregated from the Army if you think about it, because like there was like a road. There was like a main road, and like the Army and like all the civilization was on that side, and then on the left side was just us.
Yeah.
And like our command area, a couple of buildings, and that was it.
Yeah.
Literally, we're like the outskirts.
It's funny how it's just always like that.
Yeah. No one wanted us around them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Especially like who we were. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. That was like the smart move.
Marines are like super unpredictable.
Yeah, dude. I feel like our colonel was like, no, don't worry, I'll take care of them. They'll stay on this side.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they won't live with you
avoid
guys.
Everything.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. So how long were you guys like there? Like how many months?
So I want to say like Kuwait, we were there for like almost a month, and not a little over a month. And then we went to Saudi Arabia. We were there for like 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
We were there for like 3-4 months until August, and then that's when we went Afghan.
Right on. And you remember like watching in the news like the Taliban taking over and all that
Yeah,
shit?
so I remember watching like the Bagram airport, how they just left everything and like took off. And then like we watched it on the news. We used to get briefed about it.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, like it looks like the Taliban's already taken the country back already. Like quicker than anyone thought, right? Like they're pushing really fast.
Yeah. And so you guys find out you guys are deploying, and you said all the companies deployed, right?
Yeah, so like for the most part, yeah. If I remember right before, like we got told that we had a chance of going. We got told like we were in the bubble with like the MU with like 1A.
Okay.
It was like between them or us or whatever. And then we started training for it. Like we started doing like a lot of like ECP stuff, like just checking bags, checking personnel, like vehicle sweeps, checking just everything. Just like kind of like TSA oriented stuff, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So because we were told like if we go, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
And then yeah, we did that for a long time. We did that. We did mass cast drills. We did a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you feel like that helped?
100%.
Yeah.
Especially that. Maybe not the ECP training.
Okay.
Because like that's not what we did when we were there.
Yeah.
But more of the mass cast, yeah, that helped a lot.
Yeah. Right on. And then so you guys do you remember like waiting like on the flight line to like go into Afghanistan? Like what were you like? What was your state of mind knowing like, oh shit, we're about to like leave to Afghan?
Well, at first I couldn't
excited or
believe it.
scared?
Oh, I couldn't believe it at first because like once we got told like, hey, Echo's going, we just don't know who's going, like which platoon specifically is going.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, well, I mean, we'll see. Like it's a 1 in 4 chance that we'll go. And then once we got told that our platoon was going, we're like, oh shit, you know, like it's real now. Like it's real.
Wow.
We're going. And then we got told who was going, like what attachments we're bringing with us. They're like, hey, like throw all unnecessary shit away, like whatever you don't need to take back to the States. Because originally we got told that our bags were going to get shipped from Saudi to the States, and then we were going to go back from there.
Yeah.
From Afghan. So then, like I remember, like the day of we were leaving, we got to the flight line. We're all like loading ammo, and then we're all just there, like shooting the shit a little bit. And then that's when the colonel and like the sergeant major came up to us and like was speaking to us a lot, kind of like just telling us like, that man usually gave us like a bunch of pep talks. Like, like every time that man spoke, like it was like hella motivational. Mm-hmm. That man used to do like every time he spoke, everyone was quiet. This man could like make a whole room silent just by speaking.
Yeah.
And then like that time when he spoke to us, it felt surreal then because like it wasn't like really a motivational talk. It was more like, hey, like gentlemen, like you're going over there, like it's a complete shit show there. Like you're gonna see. He's like, just get the job done and like come back home. He's like, fuck glory, fuck all that cool stuff. He's like, just look after your boys left and right and come home.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause he knew what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude's been around for such a long time.
For sure. He knew that you guys were gonna experience the most out there.
And it was crazy. He kind of called it. He like called it too.
Yeah.
Felt like he did.
Yeah, for sure. And so you guys are en route, like on a bird over there, and so you're telling me that that when you guys were up in the air, that you guys could have been landing into like a firefight.
Well, yeah. So how that went was like, so we were close to getting there, and then we were getting word from the ground. Like we kept getting status from the ground, and then as we were getting really close, that's when we got told like, hey, like the perimeter's been breached, the airfield's been breached, and there's like small arms fire on the ground. And we were like, well, we didn't know what to expect, right? Like we're just hearing all this. Like we're in 2 separate birds. Like our whole platoon is like dispersed because there's so many of us. Mm. And then you know, all we did was just like go condition 1, like put our mags in, like we were ready, put our nods down, make sure everything was working. It was just shitty because like not all of us were together. Mm-hmm. And like we were told like right before we were gonna land, like, hey, you guys can't exit out the back. There's so much, all your shit's palletized in a certain way that you wouldn't get out properly. So we got to get out through the side door. Yeah, it's like almost the size of this chair.
Like the width of it.
Yeah, basically like the width of this chair.
With your fucking all that shit.
Yeah. Well, all that was palletized, so we literally was just whatever was on us. That's what we're taking out.
Okay. Right on.
So it was like a platoon. So it was like our platoon. We had like H&S with us. We had like the BC with us. We had one of our buddies from Snipes with us. Machine guns was already attached to us. We had mortars with us.
Yeah. And when you guys landed, you said it was like midnight?
Yeah, so it was like a 4 or 5 hour flight. We left like in the evening and we got there like pretty late at night.
Yeah.
And then from there, like we landed because we had to go around Iran. So that's what made the flight even longer. So then
you can't fly.
Yeah, you can't fly over it. So we got to go all the way around.
Oh, wow.
So then we did that. And then we got there around like 11, 12 at night.
Yeah.
That was pretty late when we got there.
Right on. And then So you guys all exit. And
Yeah, so we all exit through the side door, and like we're all just running to like our security posture positions or whatever. And then like I remember like running out, I was like hauling ass out and like almost tripped. And I'm like looking on the floor, like what the fuck almost tripped me? And I look down, and like it's like a little kid's sandal. It was like a pink little sandal with like flowers on it,
yeah,
or whatever. And I was like, where did this come from? And I like start looking around. There's like clothes on the floor, like luggage,
yeah,
like shoes everywhere. But like there was like no firefight inside.
yeah.
It was just a bunch of stuff left over from whoever ran through or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like after we got accountability, we made sure we had everybody. We kind of like met up on the side of the buildings where they were across the airfield, and then that's where we saw like the army, like they were all just there. And then that's when they ended up telling us like, oh, like well, there's no firefight. We pushed everyone back. Like they did rush the airfield, but we pushed everyone back.
Right on. And then did you guys like get any rest that night, or would you?
No,
guys go away the whole time?
so that night we kind of like grabbed all our shit. We met up on like an outside field, like a gym, you could say. And like Garcia was like, all right, well, like I'm gonna go see what I can get for us, right? Like see where they want us or whatever. CEO leaves for like 20 minutes, comes back, and he's like, they don't have anything for us. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, like they don't have a job for us. Like no one knows like where to put us.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna get us a job. Like I'm gonna go find us where to go. So he goes, comes back, and then we end up leaving all our shit there, and we ended up meeting up with this army unit where we basically made a big ass police call line and just swept the whole airfield looking for any stragglers.
Okay.
So we did that all night until the next morning.
Okay. Right on. And then you also said like, what was it that day when you saw the C-130s take off?
Yeah,
with
so
the people falling off.
Yeah, so we got there on the night of the 15th, and then on the 16th is when like that whole day, right, the first day. It was like that morning. By that time we had all pushed everyone out. We're all made it to like the terminal or whatever. It's like one strand of sea wire holding all these people back, like thousands of people.
Yeah.
And like on the other side of the sea wire is like all these people, and then there's like the gate to the outside of the airport, but there's like no security there. It's just people coming from the city and just there. Like everyone's just there.
Okay.
So like we're there for a while. We're there for like a good little while in the morning, just watching everybody, making sure no one tried to do something. And then it wasn't so my platoon sergeant called out to me. Excuse me, like called out to me saying like he needed me and like two others. So like my buddy Farrell and my buddy Pep, we like run over with him, and we go to the cinder block tower. And then that's where my buddy Turnbull and Bosch were. They're two machine gunners, and they're up there on the tower, and they're saying that they just took fire, that they were getting shot at. They didn't know where, right? Because like the view from this tower is like a cinder block tower, and there's two windows on like left and right. They had the left window, and my buddy Farrell and I had the right one. And like all you see in front of us is like the outside of the airport or the inside of the airport where people are coming in through, and then just a bunch of buildings, like abandoned buildings, like we couldn't even see into.
Yeah.
So like we're there with them for a little bit, and then sure enough, like that's when we took like a little bit of fire.
Yeah.
Couldn't see where it was coming from.
So did you see like the rounds hitting like the windows or like the?
Not the windows.
Yeah.
Like honestly, none of them ever hit the windows.
Okay.
But we could hear it snap off the wall, off the concrete.
No way.
Like you could hear it. Like from a little bit, we heard it a little bit from the right, and then sometimes you heard it from the left. Like they would tell us that they heard it from the left, and then that went on for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then it just stopped. But it wasn't like accurate. Or like I feel like they saw us and they tried shooting at us.
Yeah.
But like they never got close to hitting us.
Yeah.
Because we tried looking out into the buildings, but they're like so far, and like they're all fucked up buildings that we didn't see where it was coming from.
Yeah.
And we couldn't just shoot out to anywhere because there's so many people under us that we didn't want to fucking risk it.
You think like tens of thousands of people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were so many people.
Yeah. Just like all the pictures that you see like online, and it's like just a sea of people.
Yeah. Because like
that shit's wild.
It was wild, bro. So we were there, like we left. They kept us there or whatever, and we were there for a while. Like us four were there for a while, and then out of nowhere, we just see like hundreds of people rushing, like running towards one direction, right? And like we're like where the fuck are they all going? and like we hear sirens going off behind us. So like we look behind us on one of the windows, and we see all these like armored Vics rushing the airfield as people are like rushing through, like just thousands of people rushing the airport.
Yeah.
Like they looked wild from where we were. Like you just saw like seas of people just running onto there.
Yeah.
And like we're like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck is going on? Like it's only us. Like what the fuck's going on? And then we hear machine gun fire coming from there, and we hear like fire. We hear like rounds going off, and we're like totally confused. We're like, what the fuck is going on behind us?
Yeah.
And then our buddy Meekum ended up coming. The machine gun section ended up coming. He was like, hey, like we gotta break. You guys gotta break down. Like we gotta go. Like we gotta fucking go. They breached the airfield. Like we gotta go meet up with everybody.
Wow.
So we went back to meet with them, and like there's just fucking thousands of people just on the airfield, just trying to get through to the planes. Because I don't know what happened, but it looks they probably saw like the planes take off. Someone cut the wire, and they just all hauled ass on the fucking airfield.
Yeah. Wow. And that's like during the day.
Yeah. This is like probably like, I've also guessed like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And like we met up with our platoon, and like we're all like holding the line. Everybody's fucking there, like mortars and engineers, machine guns, like army. The other units are there with us. Like everybody's there, just one big ass line holding people off.
Yeah.
You have the army and the fucking armored Vics shooting like fucking warning rounds into the fucking air.
Yeah.
Like throwing fucking, some of them were throwing CS gas and like hitting us.
Yeah.
It was a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Like we're just trying to be there, and then like out of nowhere you start coughing and your eyes are watery because like the gas got thrown right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Your ears are ringing because the machine guns are going off. Like my buddy Yoakum had to run up there. Not run up there. He climbed up there and like fucking hit the dude. Like, hey bro, like you're not doing anything. You're not pushing these people back. You're just making them all sit down. Like our goal is to get them out. You're just making everyone drop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like after that, like we kind of just stood there for a while, held them back. Once we were able to push people back a little bit, that's when like I noticed like, you know, like I had people in front of me, and then out of nowhere I just hear people yelling, gasping, looking in one direction. So I look the same way they are, and I'm looking at the C-130 take off. And like as I look at the C-130, I noticed someone just drop. I was like, oh shit. So one person would drop, and then another, as it keeps climbing, like another person dropped. And then as it climbed a little higher, that's when I saw the last person drop, and I was like, oh fuck, like these people literally just fell off of a fucking plane.
God damn.
And that just like startled everyone on the ground. Like everyone was so fucking pissed. They were like blaming us for what happened. They're like, it's your fault. You did this and that. And like now everyone's super agitated, like mad as fuck.
Yeah.
That shit was wild.
Yeah. Fucking the last dude, how high you think he was when he fell?
Oh man, he was really high. Like the first guy that fell, it was started to ascend. It was pretty high, but it started to ascend, and that's when he fell. The second dude was like probably like halfway. I would say the last guy fell when like it almost reached like its peak point. Like he fell from high. He fell high.
Like a couple 100 feet?
I'd probably say, yeah.
God damn.
That was like the gnarly one.
Fuck. Damn.
So then like when that happened, everyone's mad. We're just trying to push all these fucking people back. Like we're trying to do that. And then we ended up doing it. We pushed them back. It took us probably half the day to do it. And then once we finally pushed them back, everyone's tired. We're tired, dehydrated, hungry. We haven't slept.
Yeah.
It's been almost 48 hours and we haven't slept. You know what I mean? Like we're all fucking tired. And then sure enough, like we're all there at the terminal again, and we just see people run through again, and they broke through.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck, we have to do this all over again.
Fuck. God damn.
And it's already late. But by that time, I think it was the Turks, the Turkish military or whatever. They got in their Vics and their trucks and just started like herding sheep with their trucks. Like just pushing people back as like running the trucks up to them. Sometimes they'd hit people.
They like
with the trucks, like
they
would just run. They would like drive and stop, and if you were in the way, you got hit.
Oh, okay.
And that's what pushed them back at night.
Okay.
They did it so fast. It was so fast when they fucking did it.
Yeah.
And like our job was basically to just like walk up behind them and just catch whoever was lingering.
Okay.
So that's what we did.
Yeah. Wow. And so at this point, is it just still you guys?
So it's just our platoon at this point. So it's whoever went with us, the 90, well, let's say like 95 of us that went that first day. Mm-hmm. It's just us. Okay. At this point, the Army's gone. The other units are gone. Like they all went to go do other things, and it's just us there.
Handling that shit. God damn.
Like at least where we were, it was just us.
Yeah.
Until like that night, right? The Turks did that. We like slept for a little bit, and then the next morning is when one of the other platoons from Echo got there, and they relieved us.
Okay.
And then that's when like the rest of them got there from Echo.
Yeah. Were you pretty happy when everybody else got there?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, when they got there, I was so relieved.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I haven't slept. I'm tired. My gear hurts. I've slept in this flag in like some nasty little hole. Not hole, but like in like the crevice of like the airfield. I was like this shit, man. I want to go drink some water.
Yeah.
So when they finally relieved us, we all went back. We ended up sleeping. We ended up making like a gym our home. Yeah. So like us and like golf, like we all slept in the gym. Mm. Like some people are sleeping on leg presses. Some people are sleeping on the treadmills.
Yeah.
Dude just sleeping on the bench press. Like,
yeah.
It was wild.
Nice. So that happened. So it was a couple of days after everybody else came, or like 3-4 days or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then when did you guys start establishing like the gates and like checking passports and all that stuff?
So I believe 1-8 already had like established like the north.
Yeah.
Like they already had like the north gate, and like they had their thing there. And it wasn't until like we got told probably like a little bit after that like 2-1 was going to take the east, where like I believe that's where the east is where Abbey Gate was. So we got told we were going to do Abbey Gate. So then when we finally arrived there, it's like the worst smell ever. It smelled so fucking bad. It like made some people sick. Like,
yeah,
like it's because it's like in a canal, so like you can smell the canal. And like there's like shit in the canal. There's like I don't know what the hell's in the canal.
Yeah.
And then like through like the Abbey Gate, when you will like have people go through, there's like a little like say like one of those porta shitters or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like people pissed in there, shit in there. It smelled horrible too.
Yeah.
People are like pissing themselves. And like while we got told when we got there, they were like, all right, you guys are gonna get on this wall that's overseeing the canal with people in it.
Yeah.
And they're like, just hold security, or like just be there, right? And then that's when we got told, like, all right, if you see someone with like a U.S. passport or anything like that, like pull them out. Pull them out, and then we'll get them going or whatever. So like at first, everyone was showing us this like very plain passport that they had got from like, I guess the government or whatever. It was like a passport that said that they were allowed, like just that they could leave.
Yeah.
It was like a very generic one. They didn't even have their name, no specific serial number, nothing. Like it was just a piece of paper that they printed off.
Yeah.
And then like they told us that was the right one. The Department of State told us that's what they were getting. But then they were like, so many people are just copying and like sharing it that they can't accept it anymore, because then they're just gonna let anyone in. So they're like, if they didn't have a U.S. passport or like a ID or anything that said that they were from the United States, they weren't getting through.
Yeah.
Like it didn't even matter if they had like documents from working with the government. It didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't have those 3 things, you weren't getting in.
Yeah.
And it sucked because like there was a bunch of people who had like folders of like working with like special forces, like they had been on missions, like all this stuff, and we couldn't let them in. We just couldn't let them in because like we'd look at the Department of State, and be like, can we let this guy in? Like he looks like he has everything. Like this dude's done so much shit, and they're like, no, like if he doesn't have a fucking passport and ID, he's not getting in.
Yeah. And then like the thought of you having to turn down these people, is something that like, you know, that you carry to this day? Like, is it something you feel like really like guilty about, or like feel sad about? Or I
mean, I feel bad. I feel like really bad because there were a lot of people that could have got into it, like could have been saved.
Yeah.
That like I know did help the U.S. Like they had so much shit to like prove that they helped us, And like so many families that would look at us, beg us, they beg so bad.
Yeah.
There's so many people that beg, and like a lot of people didn't want to get like asked us if we could. Like some people would even be like, "Oh, if you're not gonna let me go, shoot me here."
Yeah.
They're like, "Because if you don't, they're gonna kill me outside."
Yeah.
And it sucked, man. It really did suck because like there's so many people that we could have helped, but like it just feels like they just got like they were just fucked over so bad because like just like one stupid paper that they gave them,
Yeah.
they just fucked everything up.
Yeah. And then like, so you guys would turn them down, and then you guys make them exit, and the Taliban would just wait for them right there.
Yeah, so like the Taliban kind of like stood outside of where the airport perimeter was.
Yeah.
So like we had a gate, and they would kind of like stand on top of it, and like where the canal was, the canal kind of went on the other side of the canal, kind of went out to like the city. So like we just like turned them around. We're like, you got to go. But it was shitty because they tell us, they're like, if you turn us around, like they're killing people out on the street. Like if you send me that way, they're going to kill us. Like me and my family. And we're like, well, I mean, children, families, they didn't care. They didn't care. Some people would tell us, they're killing people outside. Like, do something. They're killing people outside. But we just weren't allowed to. We were told that we were working with the Taliban. So like, they wouldn't mess with us. It was kind of one of those things where it was like, they wouldn't mess with us. We don't mess with them. Which was stupid. It was fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Because we heard that from like someone in the army, and we're like, well, that's fucking dumb. We weren't told anything. We're not going to do that. That's dumb. And then that's when we got briefed, and we're like, this is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But apparently that's whatever deal our higher ups and their fucking higher ups made, that they ended up fucking coming together with. So I mean, we didn't fucking look at them. They didn't fucking look at us.
Yeah. So you guys did your job, and then whatever happened after
was out of our hands.
Yeah.
We couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Look, did you see any of the executions or anything like that?
No, I didn't see any of that. So that was like all outside the gate. I was all outside one of the gates. From what I heard, it was outside in the city right there on the gate. Where the canal is like kind of on the other side. The canal's over here. The gate's like fucking almost like 100 meters down this way. So we didn't see any of that.
Yeah. Did you hear it?
You could hear gunshots in the city. You could hear just fucking rounds go off, shit. Some people, when they came in, they tell us, they're like, they just killed this family. Please don't send me away. They're like, please don't send me away. They're like, I have everything. Please don't send me away.
Wow.
We're like, where? Well, they're outside. They're outside doing this. They're outside over there fucking killing people. They're like, don't send me. Don't send me.
Yeah. And there's no other way, no other exit. It was just that.
Just that one way that we knew of. When we'd send them out, it was just that one way.
Yeah. And it was like that for the whole time you guys were there.
They're racing the whole time. We held like the wall. We held that wall right there. And then some of us gained more ground where we would have to kick people out.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to make like an exit way on our side of the wall.
Yeah.
And just send people out that were like sneaking through, didn't have proper documents, lied about being with certain families. So like we kind of had like established with the riot shields or whatever, and we just send people out that way.
Yeah.
And we got close to like where there was like a little bridge right there where the Brits were at too. The British were on that bridge. They held like a little bit of sea wire, and if they saw someone that they had, they just bring them through there. Or like if sometimes if we were working with them, they'd like be like, hey, this guy's an American, you want to bring him through? Yeah, sure. All right. We'll bring them through.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Hey, we got to kick this guy out. All right, bring him out this way. Yeah. We kick him out through the fucking riot shield gate.
Freaking, so that happened for a couple of days. Do you remember like any moments where like a family came up to you, or they were like, thank you for, for saving us or anything like that?
Yeah, there was this father who we helped this man a lot. So this father came to like plead for his family. He's like, we're all Americans. He's like, but they're not here yet. He's like, they'll be here in 3 hours. They're like, all right, well, I mean, you can hang out, just, wait there in the canal, wait for your family, right? And this man, sure enough, man was like waiting there. He would follow my buddy and I. And he'd be like, my family's coming. My family's coming. We're like, no, we believe you. We believe you, man. We believe you. Just let us know when. We're like, we'll be here.
Yeah.
We're like, let us know when they're here, and we'll help you out. And like, sure enough, like 3 hours later, like 20 of them come in. And he's like, these are my wives. These are my kids. And we're like, fuck. I was like, okay, well, yeah, we'll help you out, man. So we pull them all up, and then like the husband's just hugging my buddy and I. He's like hugging us, won't let go of us. We're like, all right, thanks, man.
Wow.
He's like, yeah, man. Like, he's like, thank you. Like, you saved my family. Thank you so much. Like, we all have paperwork. Thank you. He's like, thank you. Like, I owe you guys my life. My children can have a new future. He's like, thank you so much to the Americans. Like, we would be dead if it wasn't for you guys.
Yeah.
And then helped them out, and then they got processed and they ended up leaving.
Nice.
There was one time where we got sent to the actual terminal, where it was like the last processing station, I guess, where like they'd go through, and then on the other side of the terminal is like the planes or whatever.
Okay.
It was called the PAX terminal.
Yeah.
So we got sent there, and how it usually went was like there was like lines of people, like so many fucking people. But we would be like, hey, if there's any interpreters here, if you help us, we'll help you.
Okay.
So like how it worked was like the interpreters will help us out. They like relay messages for us or whatever, and then we'd be like, all right, man, we're gonna get you and your family to the front, and then we'll get you guys out of here as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Which was dope because like we, a lot of them were super thankful. They're like ridiculously thankful. They were like, we've been waiting in this line. He's like, I've been waiting in this airport for days. I've been here for almost a week. He's like, now I get to leave. Now I'm like, my stresses are gone. Like my family can get out of here. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that was a good feeling.
Yeah. Cool. So let's fast forward to. Did you guys get briefed about the suicide bomber?
So we had heard about it a couple of days. They're like, hey, like there's like potential suicide bomber threat, right? That could happen either at your gate or it could happen at the north gate. So we got told that it was bound to happen. We just didn't know when and where.
Oh, yeah.
So like, everyone was like on their shit. They're like, yeah, just be on the lookout. If you see something fucking strange, call it out, or like just like let everyone know. So we were briefed about it.
Yeah.
But we just didn't know when or where. They just said like it was a matter of time at this point. Like they knew when it was gonna be. They knew that it was bound to happen. We just didn't know where or like what specific time this dude was gonna fucking show up.
Yeah.
And then coming to like on the 26th, like for myself, like on our platoon, like we're all like QRF, like 100 yards away by like the airfield, and like we're all just sitting there, we're all just chilling there, waiting for like us to rotate with golf, and then like another platoon is taking a picture, and as soon as they took their picture, we just saw loud fucking smoke, like dust cloud go off, and like instantly, like we all just like were in shock looking at it. And like we just all got yelled, we all got told like put our shit on, like get your fucking shit on, let's go, we gotta go. And like that one platoon took off, they all went in there, and then I remember us all getting ready, stationed, like ready to go, but there was so many fucking people helping that it was like fucking chaotic. They were like, you know what, just stay here. If we need more, we'll get more, right? And like a little bit, like probably like 5 or 10 minutes go by, and like I just see a fucking, they're like, move, get the fuck out the way, make way. This vehicle just goes smashing through, and it's my buddy, my corpsman, fucking Huckabee, just putting pressure on that dude, just saying like fucking, with another corpsman, with this dude who's like bleeding like fucking crazy, just blood all over them, and then just fucking haul ass and take off.
The person that were helping, was it a Marine?
It was a Marine, yeah. So like everyone they like medevaced out of there or like drove out of there were Marines. Like injured dudes.
Yeah.
Like our dudes that were injured.
Did you, so they were like in trucks?
Yeah, something like that. They're like, some of them were like in medical trucks, some of them were like in just vehicles that we fucking had.
Yeah.
So like my buddy was in one of those fucking airport trucks with like where you put the fucking luggage.
Oh, okay.
And they were just holding on, helping this dude.
Okay.
And like sure enough, after the first truck went through, like little by little, another truck went through, another truck ran by, another truck ran by.
What was like your do you remember how you felt like when you saw that happening? Like how you felt?
I was just I was in disbelief, man. I was like, fuck, like those are our boys that are getting like driving through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit sucked.
Yeah.
That shit sucked.
Yeah. 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 Like it. Yeah. Wearing the same uniform. Like, yeah.
It sucked knowing because like it's like we knew like a lot of these trucks ran by, shit like that. Time went by, and then like we were just waiting there. Some of us were like lined up to like give blood because like some of the corpsmen were telling us like, hey bro, we're like going through our blood like crazy. Like if you're like an O positive, get the fuck over there.
Wow. Were you able to give blood?
Not much, no.
No.
I don't think they ended up needing it.
Okay. Wow. And do you remember like the gunshots? Could you hear the gunshots from where you
could
were?
hear them. So like they went off, right? The explosion went off, and then like not too long after, you hear like rounds go off.
Yeah.
And we're like what the we knew some shit was going on.
Yeah.
We were like, shit's going on over there. Like, let's go. No, we gotta wait. And like you could hear loud rounds. They didn't sound like suppressed rounds. So we all, for the most part, we all had suppressors.
Yeah.
And like those shits were loud. They definitely weren't suppressed rounds that went off.
So do you think like the rounds that you heard going off were in your guys' rounds? They were
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were not ours.
Okay.
Then like my buddy who was like an engineer the engineers that were down there were even saying it too. Like remember they get back, they're like, bro, like we heard fucking rounds go off, like we fucking heard shit like this because they were down there. They were down there too.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, bro, like we heard fucking rounds go off. They're like that shit was wild over there.
Wow. All right. So you guys just stayed put until
so we stayed there, and then we kind of stayed there for a little bit, and then we just saw like a bunch of like Afghan nationals were like walking through, and like at that same time like the army came from the airfield like to like assist or whatever. Mm-hmm. The army came by, and they're like, oh, we're all gonna go over there and like set up a security. We're like, no man, there's so many fucking people there, no one needs you. Yeah. They're like, no one needs you over there. So like as these people were coming through, we're like, these people aren't even fucking searched. So like they had the army search them and like just keep them away from us, right? Because we didn't know who the fuck was good, who the fuck wasn't, who could have been in that crowd with them. Like we just didn't know at that point. So then as it kind of settled a little bit, our platoon got tasked with like going down there and like retrieving anything that might be of like that belonged to our dudes that might be used against us. Mm-hmm. So we all went down there.
The following morning?
No, that night.
That night.
So that night, probably like an hour or two later, we went down there. And then like as you get closer to like where the bomb site was, it like progressively gets worse. Yeah. So like at first it's like all trash, and then it's like trash and like luggage and shit. And then you can start smelling like the blood. And then there's blood everywhere. Well, there's blood leading towards it, right? And then as we keep walking closer, there's like fingers on the ground, like someone almost fucking stepped on the scalp. And then as we walked to like where the canal was, that's where it was fucking horrendous. There's still bodies in the canal. Yeah. There's bodies in the canal. There's still like body parts in the canal, right? There's still people on top of the little wall itself, people on the side.
Yeah.
That's
So like in the report it said 170 Afghans were killed. So it looked like 170.
No, because apparently before we got there, that they had already like people were pulling people out, or like nationals were like pulling bodies out.
Okay.
So like it definitely wasn't 170, but I'm sure there were. Yeah. So there were when that bomb went off, because there were so many fucking people in that canal. Yeah. It was always crowded. It was stupid crowded, either in the canal or like on the other side of the wall. Yeah. Like it was hard to even walk through.
Yeah. Just shoulder to shoulder.
Literally shoulder to shoulder. People like fighting to get over the wall.
Yeah. Getting
into the canal.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people. But there was still plenty of bodies in the water.
Yeah. Sanchez told me that like, because he told me one time like what it like looked like. He told me that that when you see shit like that, at least for him, that it looks so real that it doesn't look real. That for him it looks like a movie prop, like a prop in a movie. Like
it literally did.
Is that what
it literally felt like it? I don't doubt what he said. That's fucking true.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't look real.
Yeah.
Like some people were like in the water were like limbs there.
Yeah.
Like it didn't look fucking real.
Yeah.
It looked like probably like something from a movie, like a movie prop. Like it just didn't look real.
Wow.
And then after that night, that night is like we got told like how many people we lost. So like our CO came up to us, briefed us that we had lost Staff Sergeant Hoover, and then he had briefed that we had lost 13 people. And then that's when we also got told that Tyler was also injured. Like he was in critical condition.
Yeah.
Fighting for his life.
And you're friends with Tyler before all this went down?
Not close friends. Okay. Like we had seen each other because his part of Snipes was like attached to Echo.
Okay.
So they were there with us in Saudi. We would see him in the gym and everything like that.
Yeah.
So we knew of each other, but we weren't like close friends.
Yeah.
But we got to visit him after the whole thing. Like a group of us got to go to Virginia and go see him.
Yeah.
And we got to spend like a weekend with him, so that was nice. Yeah. And that's when we got to like get more closer to him.
Right on. And when you guys got told that you guys lost 13, what was like the atmosphere like?
It was sad. A lot of us were really sad because of the fact that we lost Staff Sergeant Hoover, and then a lot of us like knew that we had lost friends from the different company. So it like hit us hard. We were like, a lot of dudes were crying. A lot of dudes like, it hit us really hard. Like even our CO, it hit our CO hard too.
Yeah. And you're telling me that you were friends with Staff Sergeant Hoover?
I wouldn't say friends. He's a platoon sergeant. Yeah, for sure. But I knew Staff Sergeant Hoover, not well, but I wasn't in his platoon.
Yeah.
But like we had spoken a couple times. I'd asked him for advice a couple times too.
Yeah.
Just because like I knew I was in security forces, and one time he was talking to one of his security forces Marines. Mm-hmm. So I did ask him like if he had any advice. And that's when he was just telling me like just stay humble, learn from the dudes that fucking know. He's like never let your rank like fucking tell you that you're better. He's like clearly it's not.
Yeah.
He's like a lance corporal will definitely do your fucking job better than you.
Yeah.
It's true. Fucking some of the best fucking infantry dudes I know are fucking lance corporals.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucked knowing that we lost someone like. It sucked knowing that we lost dudes in 2-1 because like going into this, like never thought we were gonna lose anybody. Never thought that people were gonna die from this, right? I honestly thought it was gonna be like a get in, help these people get out.
Yeah. And
for it to turn out the way it did, fucking sucked.
Yeah. Freaking all right, so then you guys left. You guys left for like a couple of days later.
Yeah, a couple of days. So that next morning, like our platoon got tasked to go with EOD to do like a post-blast analysis. So like all the small unit leaders and above basically went with them.
Yeah.
So we walked down there, and like it was basically like the aftermath. A lot of the bodies had already been picked up. All the bodies had been picked up. Mm-hmm. So it was just whatever was left, debris and shit like that. Like I didn't get to see it that day during the day, but that next morning, like all these walls were painted red. Like, there's so much fucking blood everywhere.
Yeah.
So then we went with the EOD. You can see exactly where this dude blew himself up because the wall was just black, right, from like the blast. It's like there. The fence was all fucked up from where he was, and then like it wasn't completely like empty. Like there were still Afghans a little bit farther down the canal, but the Taliban were there, like kind of keeping them there. And then there was like a representative there with us who fucking basically told another dude that was with them to like push them back while they were there with us.
Yeah.
Which fucking sucked because like after everything that happened, these motherfuckers are right next to us.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? The last thing we want is for them to be there when we'd rather all just fucking shoot them.
Yeah. So if you guys got the order right there to fucking go shoot these motherfuckers, you guys would have, yeah, fucking shoot them right
I
there.
mean, we got the order, yeah.
Yeah. Word up. So how has life been like after the deployment?
Right after, well, like talking right after, um, it took a bit for everyone to adjust, like especially sleeping. No one slept when we got back.
Yeah.
I remember we got back to Saudi Arabia, and like at night, everyone was awake. It seemed like it was daytime. Everyone was outside of their fucking tents there. A lot of people were there talking about what happened. A lot of people were trying to deal with what happened. Especially, I know my buddies from like first platoon.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they were dealing with a lot. Everyone from the company was dealing with a lot. Just everyone there in general was dealing with a lot, right? And then we had memorial services there.
Yeah.
We had one for the dudes that were lost in Gulf and Echo.
Yeah.
For the dudes in 2-1, and then we had one for Staff Sergeant Hoover as well.
Right on. So you got out July 2022.
Yeah.
And so do you feel like you have PTSD?
It's weird saying that, but like,
yeah,
like, I don't like being in crowds. I don't. I hate being around people.
Yeah.
I just don't. Usually loud noises don't get to me. They really don't.
Yeah.
Because like I can hardly hear anyways.
Yeah.
But like there are things that'll like make me look. I do kind of look all over the place just because like I'm like a little bit paranoid.
Yeah.
That I do kind of blame from being over there, because I remember when we were like always at the gate, always watching people, making sure like we just didn't get fucking attacked out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I would say a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. You have like anxiety, or like have you experienced like depression since then?
Yeah, because I would say I do, because like there'll be times where like memories of that will come up.
Yeah.
While like remember like specific faces from like families.
Yeah.
That like I feel bad that I couldn't help.
Yeah.
And then just like the last things that they said to me kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
Or like some families would be like, "You're the reason I'm gonna die later. You're the reason that my family's dead. Just remember when you go to sleep, like you couldn't save us," type of things. It's like I'll remember like my dreams.
Yeah.
Like things like that. But it's like the same reoccurring faces that I see that kind of like wake me up sometimes.
Would you say they're like nightmares?
I would say so. I mean, like I don't wake up screaming, but like I do wake up like covered in sweat, like frantic and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you feel like it has gotten? Are you dealing with it better, or is it like?
At first, it was really hard. At first, it didn't really bother me.
Yeah.
When I was still in, it wasn't until like I got out that first 6 months I was out kind of did bug me.
Yeah.
I didn't like being around people, and then that's where like I couldn't really sleep well. Like I just couldn't sleep because I didn't want to like have those dreams again.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like I moved into like my new place, where like a lot of my buddies are like vets, where like I was kind of like in a, you could say like safer atmosphere, where like I could be, like I didn't have to worry about like shit like that.
Yeah.
Or like if I did need help, like my buddies were there.
Okay.
And like I just felt safer around them.
Yeah. So where you live, your roommates are?
Yeah. So like for the most part, they're vets.
Okay.
A buddy that owns the house was in my first unit with me.
Oh no.
So like we're like really close friends for a long time. We've known each other for like a long time.
Yeah.
So like him, my other buddy, like we all live there, and then like it's really cool because like if I do have something, like I get it, they weren't there, but they have some way of understanding, like like
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, there's you still got that brotherhood right there.
Yeah, so it's nice. When I didn't have it, that's when it sucked.
Yeah.
Like I could call my buddies, but it wasn't the same. Like it didn't feel the same like when we used to live right next door to each other in the barracks. All we had to do was come out, drink a couple beers, and talk about what happened. Because usually that's what we did. Like when we went back to the States, like we just talk about what happened, and like kind of like bond together over it. And like we could share like our traumas or what's bothering us and help each other out. Versus like when you're out and you're by yourself, you know, no one understands what you're going through unless they've done it or they've been in it.
Yeah.
right? So like it sucked being by myself because like I just felt like I couldn't talk to nobody, not even family, because family didn't even understand
Yeah,
it.
they don't. Yeah. But and we can wrap it up with no. You know what? Since we're on this topic, anyways. So like for any of the Marines that were or soldiers or whoever that were out there, and then they're out the military, or maybe they're still in,
Yeah.
and they're dealing with like their with mental health right now. Do you have a message for them?
Definitely, you guys aren't like they're not alone. You guys are not alone. Like I personally didn't believe in like the therapy and stuff like that. Reaching out to people like out in like whether it was a VA or anything like that, like just outside help. I didn't believe in it for a long time until it hit me hard, and then that's when my friends helped me out. So like just know you're not alone. Like there's a bunch of resources you can call or like even get to. Like all you have to do is like even if it's not a resource, call your buddies. Like your buddies will gladly help you. Anybody will help you. Shit, message me. I don't fucking care. I'll fucking help you or find you something. Like you definitely don't have to keep that in because that's what I did and it sucks. It just doesn't. It just bottles up even more and it gets worse. You know.
Right on. Do you feel like more Marines should share what they experience at Abbey Gate?
I think they should. 100% they should because it's something that should be spoken about, especially the way it went down. And I believe everyone's story is super important, and you get a better understanding of what everyone went through, right? Because everyone's story is a little different. So, like, if everyone else talks about it, we all get a wider and better understanding of what went down overall.
Yeah.
Versus just little pieces of certain stories, where like we can hear from different perspectives, from different companies, different units, different people, everyone talking about it. And like just sharing what happened lets everyone know, like, oh fuck, this happened. These people did this, you know.
Yeah, and from so and like that final report of you were telling me earlier when your battalion commander, I forget, told you guys that like the final report, and then you saying that was like the last straw.
Yeah. So after the report came out, I was kind of like 50-50 on like re-enlisting because I was like, you know, even after everything, like I still love the Marine Corps, right? I still loved it. I was like, I know a lot of my boys are getting out, but like they didn't really have a plan. So I was like, I could get out, but at the same time, I do love the Marine Corps. I could still, you know, do another enlistment. It wasn't until we heard the report, just like what was said in it, basically was like saying how like some of the Marines who were concussed heard the shots or weren't real, claiming that what they heard wasn't real, as well as like at the end of the report trying to claim that saying they were stating that no Marines were like guilty of whatever, or they couldn't find something to blame the Marines for. Like after I heard that, I said fuck it. I looked at my buddy and I said I'm getting out. I'm done. I don't know them shit.
Yeah.
I just said I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's just the whole shit was inaccurate.
It's inaccurate. No higher took accountability for what happened. The way it was handled, the way it was managed, the whole operation was a fucking shit show, as our colonel said. It was a fucking shit show.
Word. I think that's good right there. Yeah.